Good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. This is Kevin Moon from God's Country. It's time for your primetime forecast on Dr. Don's weather. Now, here's my friend, Dr. Don.
Good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. Welcome to your Thursday. Time now for your primetime forecast for Thursday, September 29, 2022. From Dr. Don's Weather in the Alpha Weather Center, Jamie Dukas, your local Alpha agent. Coming up this morning, I'm going to let you know what kind of effects you can expect from Hurricane Ian. We'll tell you about your Friday night football weather forecast, and we'll take a look at the weekend weather coming up in this morning's edition of your primetime forecast. First of all, let me tell you that the 14th annual Fall on Main Street has been rescheduled. That'll take place now on October 29th, 2022 in downtown Roanoke. It was scheduled for this Saturday, but because of the threat of rain and windy conditions, a decision had to be made yesterday. Now, the forecast has changed a little bit since yesterday, and we have removed all chances of rain from the forecast for East Alabama, but it's still going to be pretty breezy. And those pop-up tents that you see at festivals, they don't do very well in gusty winds. So I think the right decision was made to postpone Fall on Main Street, and that will take place on October 29 in downtown Roanoke. And I think there's a good chance that we'll be able to work things out so that the Dr. Don Road Show can be there with you on October 29th. So mark your calendars and make your plans to be in downtown Roanoke on October 29th for Fall on Main. All right, don't forget, Jamie Dukas is your local Alpha agent. Hit that link at the top of this video so that you can get a cost-free, no-obligation insurance quote and become eligible to win prizes with Dr. Don's Weather. So don't forget to head over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button and that little bell so that when we go live for severe weather, you'll be guaranteed to get a notification so you can see what's happening with the weather. Well, what's happening with the weather this morning is that we have Tropical Storm Ian now downgraded from a major hurricane several hours ago. What's left of Ian is just to the southwest of Palm Bay. It is headed on off to the northeast. It will reemerge back over the Atlantic Ocean within the next couple of 3 or 4 hours, and then slowly creep up the Atlantic coast, and looks like now landfall will be somewhere around Charleston, South Carolina, about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and then the storm will continue on up to the north-northwest and end up over there in western North Carolina by 2 p.m. Saturday. Now, that is just far enough to the east that we have been able to remove all chances of rain from the East Alabama, West Georgia forecast. Now, there certainly could be a quick, brief shower, but we're not talking about any significant rainfall at all. As a matter of fact, I think the effects of Ian across East Alabama and West Georgia will be limited to occasional gusty winds. We're talking 20, maybe 25 miles per hour from time to time, but it's not going to be a sustained wind. Shouldn't be a problem. As a matter of fact, I think the weather over the next 24 to 48 hours across East Alabama and West Georgia is going to be really, really nice. You're going to be right out there on the extreme western edge of the outer areas of this storm as it moves off to the north and eventually back to the northwest. So no weather woes across East Alabama and West Georgia. Hey, big, great day to go get you a kite and take your child out and fly a kite somewhere. It's great. It's going to be great kite weather. Now, if you're up here in North Georgia, Northeast Georgia, things aren't going to be bad up here either, as it's turned out. But maybe we're going to be a little bit closer to the storm, so there could be some rain showers, and the winds could be a little more intense up here in Northeast Georgia. We could see wind gusts anywhere from maybe 25 to 35 miles per hour. And if you're going to be up at the higher elevations, up on top of the mountain ridges, it could be gusting a little bit more than that. You really need to get over there to around Greenville, South Carolina, Spartanburg, or further east before you start to really see and feel the effects of Ian as we head into Friday afternoon and on Saturday. So let me show you one other product with this, and this is the spaghetti model. And, you know, we've been talking about the possibilities of this storm now for about 2 weeks, which is pretty incredible that we can tell you a week and a half to 2 weeks in advance that we may have a tropical system in the Gulf of Mexico. So kudos to those who get paid to do this for being able to figure out how to look that far in the future. Now, the track, I understand we kind of had this thing all over the place there for a minute. But folks, understand when you're looking at long-range models, you don't look at exact placement, you look at trends. And so if you had looked at this entire situation and just paid attention to the trending, then the models were pretty dead on. And the trend was, we did shift it west there about a week ago, but then shortly after that, the trend was it started moving east. With every update, we'd nudge it 20, 30 miles to the east. And ended up where we're at right now. And so there were several models a week ago that was showing this. We're going to take note of those models, and those will be the ones we pay attention to next time. And a lot of folks got trapped down there in southwest Florida, and I'm hearing and seeing a lot of stuff on social media where folks saying that they just didn't have enough warning. People, we've been talking about this storm for 2 weeks. I mean, literally 2 solid weeks. I know that it ended up coming in a little bit south and west than where it was progged to come in 48 hours before landfall. But, you know, if you're anywhere on the western Florida coast seeing this thing come up out of Cuba, you should have been gone. I mean, literally, you should have moved inland instead of staying out there on the coast. So, yeah, we need to do some more education with folks, and it just amazes me every single time we go through this at the number of people who stay behind and then get in serious trouble. And folks are saying, well, some people don't have the money or the means to evacuate. That's hogwash. I work for public safety, and I can assure you, if you call my public safety office and you tell me that you can't get out of harm's way because you don't have any money or you don't have a car, I'll personally come get you. And I can assure you our agency would, and we would help you go somewhere. And be safe. I'm not buying that. You got to take personal responsibility, and you got to get yourself out of harm's way. You cannot expect the government to do it unless you ask for that help. And then if there's no other options, we'll be right there to help you. All right, so sorry, got off on my soapbox a little bit. You guys know I'm bad about doing that. Here's what the storm looks like this morning as it continues toward Palm Bay. And again, it's going to be back out in the ocean there around Titusville, just south of Daytona Beach, and then it'll continue on off to the north and eventually make landfall again up around Charleston, South Carolina sometime tomorrow afternoon is the forecast that we've got for you right now. So here we go, back at 5 Points, Alabama. Your current conditions from the East Alabama Bee Company. The temperature 52, high yesterday 74 degrees. Boy, that's perfect, isn't it? Fair skies. It is a little windy out there. Winds are sustained at about 5 miles per hour out of the northeast, gusting to 12 miles per hour. Humidity is 72%, and that will slowly start coming back up because of the proximity of the storm. Barometric pressure 30.16. Officially no rain the past 24 hours. Sunrise this morning at 6:33. Sunsets this evening at 6:30 p.m. And so this afternoon, we expect to go to 72 in Roanoke. That's perfect. 72 in Ashland, Lineville, Wedowee, Ranburne. 74 over in Franklin. And we'll hit 74 degrees down in Auburn this afternoon under a breezy but clear Thursday afternoon. Here's the 6-day forecast from the Alpha Weather Center. Jamie Dukas, your local Alpha agent. A little breezy today, tomorrow, and Saturday, but we have completely removed the chance of rain from your forecast. 72 this afternoon, down to 54 tonight. Friday, 73, 53 Friday night for high school football, which should be absolutely perfect, by the way. And then for the weekend, Saturday, 73, breezy, but the wind should start to relax on Saturday morning as the storm finally pushes on off to the northeast. And then on Sunday, 74, mostly sunny. And the gorgeous weather continues all the way through Monday and Tuesday of next week. Southern Union State Community College Live Doppler HD radar. There's what's left of Ian this morning as a tropical storm, again headed toward Titusville. You guys know where all of that is located down there in Florida, just to the south of Daytona Beach. Lots of damage down there. A lot of folks got flooded. The surge down here around Cape Coral and the Bay, and it was just horrible down there. A lot of tornado damage, a lot of folks flooded out, and I'm afraid we're going to see a lot of rescues take place today as the sun comes up. I mean, they've been taking place all night, but I think we'll see more of that this morning and really start to get a good look at just how significant the damage is down there in that section of Florida, and I'm afraid it's going to be significant when we can finally get the cameras in there this morning. So we'll take a wide look, and you can see we have rain now from Palm Bay all the way up to Jacksonville. Rain beginning there on the Georgia coast. Places like, let's see, Jekyll Island, St. Simons, Tybee, even back down toward Brunswick, St. Mary's. We just got a lot of rain headed your way. Very windy down there as well. And then we think the storm is going to take a track that you see here on the screen and come back in up here pretty close to Charleston, or maybe a little bit south of Charleston. And that's not good news. You know, it really doesn't take much at all. I mean, somebody can spill a bottle of water and half of Charleston floods down there. So this is not a good situation for Charleston. As a matter of fact, it's pretty close to being a worst-case scenario because the storm's coming right up this track. If it indeed comes in at this location, it is really going to pile the water up here in Charleston. And we may see massive flooding taking place there by this time tomorrow. And if you're down there around Savannah, you know, I probably wouldn't hang around out there on Tybee Island, but if you're in Savannah proper, just as long as you stay away from the Savannah River, I think you're fine there. We're not looking at hurricane weather. It'd be a little breezy and a little stormy there, and lots of rain, of course. And then as we look back up toward northeast Georgia, again, we could see 1 to 2 inches of rain in the mountains of northeast Georgia. Winds could gust up to 30 miles per hour at times. The higher you go in elevation, the greater the chance of gusty winds are going to be. But really, anywhere west of Gainesville, Georgia, back into North Alabama, East Alabama, West Georgia, yeah, it's just going to be a little breezy. We're really not expecting much of anything over there as far as rainfall is concerned. Don't forget to follow us over on Twitter. At DSTREN1040 is our handle. We broadcast all of our weather information on Twitter, just as we do on Facebook, YouTube, and at DrDonWX.com, where you can help support us by clicking on that donate button. If you're on Facebook, we'd love to get those Facebook stars. That is a great way to support us here at Dr. Don's Weather. And if you own a business and would like to be a partner, just send me a message on Messenger, and we can have you started by the time we do our very next weather forecast. Once again, don't forget, the 14th annual Fall on Main has been postponed, and it has been postponed until October 29th because of the winds that are expected to be in the area on Saturday morning. That just doesn't mix very well with tents and canopies. So the festival has been postponed to October 29th in downtown Roanoke. Good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I'll see you back in your first thing tomorrow morning with another edition of your Primetime Forecast. Y'all have a fantastic Thursday. Bye now.